back to the Stephan reaction show. Millionaire reacts, living in a $3,800 per month apartment in New York City, unlocked.
Welcome back to the Stephan Show. My name is Graham and welcome to my show, and today we got a brand new episode from CNBC Make It. The last episode I did on this.
When we first moved in, the upfront costs were probably around like $15,000 because we had to pay first
$15,000? Did she say that right? Wait, hold on. Maybe she didn't.
month's rent, the security deposit, and then the broker's fee.
Woo! $15,000 on $3,800 a month is a lot. Now here's the thing. People underestimate how much security deposits are. If you're paying the
Nah, bruh. 15? Okay. Okay, so what? The apartment was $38,000. So I can't do math. So let's just say 4, rounded up 4, 8. And then she said a broker's fee, $8,000. How the hell does that get? Because you would think, okay, $4,000 for first months. You got a $4,000 for security deposit, maybe last month's too? I don't know.
first month, last month, and security deposit. Like, it adds up. But that $15,000 to be able to rent a $3,800 a month spot, it's not out of the world expensive, but
it's out of the world expensive.
Hi, welcome to my New York City apartment.
15?
My name is
Ooh, don't you love that? 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, $3,800 a month.
The little opening that I saw when she opened up that door, that's not worth, that looks like a tiny behind apartment. $3,800? I'm expecting when you open up that door, a little bit more spacious.
Month. Gosh, I hope that's a big 1 bedroom. I hope this is basically just like a football field with like 1 bedroom in the corner, something like that. It's a lot of money. It's New York though. It's New York City. You pay for location.
That's okay. So here's my thing, guys, real quick before we get into it, and then I'm going to shut up. But I'm so tired of people saying in New York, yes, New York is expensive, guys. Okay. New York is really expensive. But when people put this mentality in their, like they justify spending almost $4 grand per month on rent because they're like, oh, New York, New York. Yes, if you're moving to New York, you definitely want to keep in mind that you're going to be spending your coin. But what I'm trying to say is I think a lot of people get blinded and they don't look for really great deals because they're already like have this idea in their heads that New York, this is what you're supposed to be paying in New York. Like, you can find deals. And so it's so annoying when people are like, this is New York prices. And then it blinds people from really, finding really great deals because they believe that's what they should be paying. Feel me?
I bet if this were anywhere else, it would be $800 a month. And then if you want to be in a good location in New York City, just add a 3 in front of it. There you go.
Nikki. I am 26 and I live in New York City in a 1-bedroom apartment with my husband, and we pay
Sorry, one more thing. That 1 bedroom is too small for $3,800 per month.
$800 a month.
That's a neat shower. That is cool. It's one of those neat rain showers. I could spend all day just on it. If the landlord is paying for water, then hey, I'd sit there with the heat all the way up, like hours.
Okay, I definitely want to agree with Graham here, but I can't. When I look at that shower reminds me of, like, I've never been to prison, but I would imagine, like, the prison showers, how they have, like, concrete walls. I'd imagine that as my shower head, in prison. Am I wrong?
Hours sitting there. Not on my bill. All right, let's see this. It's kind of small. So we got living dining room. That's the biggest spot. Patio. Knowing New York City, they're probably including that patio in the square footage.
True.
Then a master bedroom, 1 bathroom. It's tiny, but you know what? It's New York City. That's what you get.
No.
I'm a data scientist.
See, that justification right there is why people, they get suckered, they get robbed.
And on the side, I run a little Instagram called Just a Homie that's about home decor.
Look at that, $50 to $70 a month for utilities. For sure, the landlord is paying some. I have a feeling the water's included. $50 to $70 a month seems to me like that's maybe the gas bill, probably the electric bill, maybe Wi-Fi. There's no way that includes water. That's why they're able to have such a fancy shower, by the way.
First moved in, rent was $4,000, and that was like right at the edge of our budget. But this past year, when we renewed our lease, we were able to negotiate it down to $3,800.
Woo! Good for you, saving $200 a month. That's
You could be saving like $1,000 per month.
not bad. I mean, here's the thing too. The landlord wins in this because if they moved out, they found something else, the landlord would probably take about a month to rent out that place, maybe a month and a half. There's going to be some overhead in fixing it up. So the landlord makes more money by just reducing the rent, not having a vacancy, and they get to save money. So that, I'd say, is a win-win scenario for everybody. Median monthly asking rent for a one-bedroom apartment. Manhattan, 2800 Gramercy Park, $32.90. Oh, they're in the good area though.
My favorite thing about this apartment is probably the kitchen. It's like an open plan kitchen and it has a lot of counter space and it's modern. One of the biggest ways that we try to save money.
Her shirt matches the pillows, which match the terracotta tile with the plants, which match the table.
She looks like she really loves designing stuff. You know, she looks like, like one of those, like, you pay people, like, she could, like, design, like, some rich people's homes. You know what I mean? Like, she could probably make, like, a second career out of just designing stuff.
You can't even make this stuff up. Like, everyone in New York City, for some reason, has really good taste for interior design. Look at this. She's even got the pillow with a little winky face on it. It's too good.
My least favorite thing about our apartment is probably the lack of natural light. We're north and east facing.
That's the thing. It's so important, I kid you not, to get a lot of natural light. I used to be one of these people like, it doesn't really matter what. It does. It matters a lot. I have found my work increases so much if I just get like a good light inside.
Actually, that's facts because I had a roommate in college. She wouldn't room with me if she didn't sleep near the window. And I was like, hell no. Like, first come, first serve. I want the window. And she's like, when I don't get the window, I get really depressed and blah, blah, blah. And long story short, she didn't room with me, so it wasn't really a roommate. But now I understand, like, lighting is everything. I don't know. There's just something that makes me feel more happier with lighting. So I definitely agree.
That's all. Just getting natural sunlight throughout the day, it just creates this ambiance of it's more inspirational. You feel like just down and sad and tired and just lethargic and kind of depressed when you just don't get a lot of natural light. So I agree with her on this one, especially when they're working from home this much. Natural light is so important. Why do they keep calling it The Hunt? This is not National Geographic. This is not a hunt. Just call it The Apartment Search. It sounds so much better. Like, let's bring that to 2020 right now. It's almost era. It's an apartment search. It's not The Hunt.
We used a service called Lofty, which is a brokerage which helped us line up all of our open houses in like 1 or 2 days. And so for this apartment, we had seen it on Street Easy. And so we just told our broker, hey, we found this place, we want to see it. And he set up an open house for us and we got to come and...
Wait. You found the place. And then you went to your broker. See, this is some New York shit. This is how New York robs you. So my friend who also lives in New York, she rented out a room, right? To rent out a room, because how they do it in New York, it's very common in New York for you to have like a 4-bedroom apartment or so, or a 3-bedroom. And what you do is you rent out the room, and so no roommate really knows each other. And, you rent out a room, but you need, like, a shit ton of, like, stuff. You just do. You need, like, a whole bunch of, like, bank statements and, like, I've seen it because my friends have always tried to, hey, room with me. Get this room for, like, $1,000, room with me. I've seen it. You need, like, it's like you're signing for a house. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy the amount of stuff you need. And my friend needed a broker to rent out a room. So she lives like in the city and she rents out her room for $1,000. Granted, every single thing is like $1,100 and everything's included, but still, like, you need a broker for that crap. Robbing you blind. That's New York.
Every real estate agent's dream. Oh, I
I'm
love
sure
that.
it is.
I love that. My best clients are the ones that just really use me for the negotiations, for the inspection process, and just my overall advice on the deal. Those clients are the ones that do all of their own research. They're like, hey, great, I found this deal. What do you think of it? Did we see this one? Yeah, sure. Okay, Graham, well, we like it. What do you recommend? What price should we go on it? How do we negotiate the deal? All right, now we're in escrow. What about all these inspections? What should we ask for? How do we get the best deal?
Okay, I get that. Like, majority of the times, I'm always just, like, on apartments.com or Trulia.com, just looking at apartments anyways. Like, 9 times out of 10, you know, while I'm sitting here living with my parents, while I'm saving my coin, I love daydreaming of like things that could become a reality one day. And so I do look at apartments. So if I were to that's a huge if, move to New York, yeah, I would definitely, if I needed a broker, and I would do my best, my hardest to try to not even need a broker. But if I did, yeah, I kind of would do my research already.
Together, writing the offer, making sure you get the best price. So they're great clients.
So for the application process, because it's a co-op, it's a little bit more strict than normal. So we had to, of course, show like our bank statements, proof of income. We also had to get personal and professional references. We also gave like a full financial statement. So all of our assets and everything were invested.
Yeah, literally, they want you, even if it's for a room, they want all of this shit.
It definitely takes some effort to collect all of that, but once we had that in, it was a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, those co-ops are a lot harder to get into. This is not your standard landlord-tenant deal here. So imagine just like one big apartment building that everyone who lives there owns a small piece of. So when you go and rent out one of these units like this, everyone in the co-op needs to agree on it, and they gotta be very thorough to make sure they're not gonna get a bad tenant.
When we first moved in, the upfront costs were probably around like $15,000 because we had to pay first month's rent, which was $4,000, the security deposit, which was also $4,000, and then the broker's fee, which was 15%.
Woo! Look at that! That broker's making bank! People are gonna hate on that, but wow, $7,200, 15%. How are they paying 15%? I've seen some units in New York City, they pay anywhere between 5% on the low end to maybe like 8-9% on the high end. I have never seen $7,000! 15%.
So that was like 7,000-ish, so it ended up being a total of 15,000.
Lofty!
Ooh, but at least they get $300 back. What a rip-off. Lofty. If anything, this makes me never want to use Loft. I don't even know what they are, but it makes me just not want to use them.
Exactly.
It's expensive.
Yeah, FYI, like this was a bad ad for Lofty. Like, yeah, nice, good thing to know not to ever go to Lofty, so I don't spend an extra $7,000. Because you know what it is. If they went through Lofty, then that 15%, it normally should not be like 15% for a broker's fee. So Lofty took, you know, the extra percent.
We love this neighborhood. We're less than a 5-minute walk from Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, H Mart, the subway station, like everything is near here. I think our apartment is like in between 600 and 700 square feet.
Wow, 600 and 700 square feet, wow. My garage that I was filming from in the last space was like 420 square feet. Imagine this just being like one room bigger than a garage. It's New York though, it's New York.
So this is our kitchen. As you can see, there is a pretty good amount of counter space, at least for New York City. And I really like this stove. This is like the fan.
It's nice. It is nice. That's a fancy kitchen. I do like it.
This is our...
Okay, so right now we're just going to pause real quick and we're going to look at some apartments in New York really quickly that I can just tell you right off the bat is going to be less than $3,800 per month. It's probably gonna have way much more square footage for sure, because I'm telling you right now, I've seen so many apartments where you can still have access to Trader Joe's, you can have access to wherever your heart desires, and I'm gonna choose the area code 10017. That is Grand Central Station, and the reason why Grand Central Station is the best part to be, all of your subways are right there that can take you anywhere you want to go. But off the bat, I feel like I want to know how much these people are making, because clearly it's not hurting their bank account, so they're making bank. Oh, look guys, this one bedroom here. Okay, it is 700 square feet, but it's more square footage than the apartment they're staying in now, and it's $2,500 per month. And this CNBC, when did this video come out? Oh, this video came out 4 months ago, so this was still during the pandemic, so they could have moved if they wanted to. And honestly, guys, right now, if you saved up enough money, this is actually the time now to move to New York while everyone's moving out. Alexa, what's 3,800 minus 2,500?
3,800 minus 2,500 is 1,300.
Yeah, so they would be saving $1,300. Look, This is crazy. Wow, guys, this is absolutely crazy. She could be saving over $1,000 per month. That's like 12,000, what, 1,300? 1,300 times 12. She could be saving $15,000. Her whole entire fee she paid for the place per year. You know, I'm not hating. Like, and the thing is like, I'm not hating. I'm more upset because when you see people being robbed and you know that they can get like a better apartment with like more square footage. But okay, this was 700. So let's just look at one more and then we'll get back to the video, because I'm telling you, they are being robbed. This is another one. This is a 2,750. They should have been moving during the pandemic, because this video was like 4 months ago. But I guess just because it was 4 months ago, that doesn't technically mean that it actually was 4 months ago. But let's look. Oh, this is, okay, only one photo. That's not trusting. Hold on, one more. Oh, this is 2,800. Literally like $1,000. What? What? This is, see, guys, there's options. Do not let people rob you, and do not let New York fool you. Just, it takes different websites, whether it's Zillow, Trulia, apartments.com, rent.com. Look at all of those sites. Trust me. Okay, now back to Graham.
Built into or like flush against the wall.
Ooh, look at that. That's a nice fridge. Wow, look at how well it's flush with the wall, it's built in. That's it looks like, I can't tell if it's like a KitchenAid, whatever it is, that's gotta be, minimum that fridge is worth like $3,000. Maybe it's worth like 5, 6 in the high end. That's an expensive fridge.
So this is our dining area. We just put it right next to our kitchen. Our dining table is a CB2 dining table that I think is originally around like 300. But we got it off Facebook Marketplace for like 100. We also got our bar stools, which are West Elm bar stools that are usually like $200 each. And we got 2 from Facebook Market.
She could be a little artist, like a little interior designer, like designing for the rich folks out here in these streets. Like she could definitely be, like, she's missing her calling, because like everything is so chic. It reminds me, remember that, you guys know that store Anthropology? That's what her apartment gives me. It gives me like Anthropology vibes. Feel me?
Place for $150.
Wow, they're getting good deals. Good deals. What's this with the plant hanging upside down though? I don't know what that is. It's kind of odd. But good deals on the furniture. Great pieces. Great design. From an aesthetic standpoint, I can't complain at all. I like it.
So this is our living room. We've, I think, made it really cozy with this big rug that definitely like brings the space together. This is where we basically spend all of our time. We have our bookshelf with all of our books. We actually like took the couch like significantly farther away from the wall, and behind all of this is our storage.
Ooh, that's kind of clever. That's pretty clever to have storage behind it that you're not gonna see it, and you're barely gonna notice that couch like a foot away from the wall.
That's pretty smart though. I'm not sure I would have thought about that, but I want to know, are they going to tell us how much she makes? I want to know how much she makes. I want to know. I'm being nosy.
That's really good.
So you have like all.
Oh, you can tell too it's raining out there. Oh gosh, in California we don't get that. We're in just quite a drought. It never rains.
All of our suitcases, well, half of our suitcases back here. So it's like.
It looks so cozy. It's all like warm in there. They got a nice place. It's raining outside. That's the best feeling.
So this is the bathroom. It's also been renovated, so it's pretty modern and clean, which we love. You've got like all the storage cabinets with mirrors. And my favorite part about the bathroom is the rain shower.
See, now it's time to say your landlord pays the water bill, because that looks expensive for any tenant to use.
So this is our bedroom. Obviously it's a little bit smaller than the living room, but we just didn't really prioritize like getting a big bedroom. So we've got our bed right in the middle.
If I made enough money and I was paying like $3,800 per month for rent, I would want to do a full like arm like this in my bathroom, like this. Okay, if I can't do this, stretch out all of my arms like this, nah.
A husband to be in this at all, or maybe he just chose not to be in it. It's kind of awkward. He's just like working, no real part. He's a part of some B-roll, but that's it.
Rent is definitely way more than what we'd have to pay if we lived somewhere else, and I think we're very aware of that. So it definitely like hurts a little bit, but I think given that we're in the middle of Manhattan and, you know, just New York City, we get to like enjoy being so close to everything. I think that's kind of what it takes. I think for the rent that we're paying, we got a really good deal. We don't really know.
Okay, you know what? I just want to say, because I'm not like, you know, bashing her, because I think obviously like, you know, kudos to her for like making enough money to be able to afford an apartment like that. I guess she splits it with her boyfriend, husband. But just please get out of that mindset of, no, this is not what it takes. No, you can find a cheaper place. Like if her lease is up soon, fine, especially now is the time to get in New York on a really good deal. So I'm obviously sure she's not watching this, but still, like, guys, if you're moving to New York, now is the time to not get a deal like this and get into a really nice place for a cheaper price.
We're planning on staying. We just renewed our lease, so we're definitely staying for another year. And I think we're just going to take it year to year.
Yeah, I think that's fine, especially if he's a lawyer, he's working nearby. They're both probably making pretty good money. Like, I have a feeling between them, they gotta be making like 300 grand a year minimum, maybe like 350. So given that their rent is gonna be like 3,800 a month, they can afford it. Their jobs are in there. They like where they live.
I guess if you can afford it, I guess.
See any issue with it.
We did want to buy. I mean, we do want to buy eventually, but yeah, the New York market is just pretty tough. It really sucks to like rent and just like throw money out throw money out the door every month.
I would bet though, buying something like this would actually make you less money than what you just pay in rent. I'd say for something like this, I'm guessing it's rent controlled, $3,800 a month. They're not necessarily out that, but the cost of ownership is probably going to be about that.
But she just said she renewed her lease. So technically, I feel like she wasted at least $1,000. She could be saving at least $1,000 per month finding cheaper rent. I would say 2 years, she could have been saving like $24,000. But once again, like, I didn't know her husband was like a lawyer or her boyfriend was a lawyer. So, you know, if they can afford it, I guess. You know, it doesn't seem like they're really hurting from this. I guess I'm just hurting from this because I'm like a poor girl out here. But, you know, I just see people being robbed.
Way if they bought out of pocket. So it's probably better they just reinvest the difference, continue renting here, and if they want to buy something in another area, I'm all for it.
But yeah, just buying, I just don't think we're ready for there yet.
All right, so you know what? Good episode. I want to see a millennial money on them. Why can't we start off with the teaser? Like, let's see how they spend $3,800 a month for an apartment in New York City. And then, afterwards, we see their millennial money episode come out and we see how much money they're making. Because honestly, a lot of people are probably going to complain about $3,800 a month, one bedroom, one bathroom. So they found an apartment, told the broker, and still had to pay him $7,000 for an apartment they found themselves.
Yeah, because in New York, they force you to get a broker. Like, you can't do it any other way. In some of these places, like my friend, she had to have a broker to rent out a room. She had to. And so it's, I mean, be a broker in New York. If you've learned anything from this video.
Shocked they didn't have to do a blood oath and offer up their firstborn too. That's funny. Yeah, those co-ops are something else. I like this one by Max Wynn. Lots of criticisms about how they spend too much. Remember, this is a fancy part of Manhattan. They're data scientist and lawyer. They ain't dumb. It's true. I mean, these are not stupid people we're dealing with. They're not just obliviously throwing $3,800 to the wind here for an apartment. They get a good location.
Okay, so off the bat, these people are clearly smart. They obviously know what they're doing. I just, you know, I've already said my thoughts for this video, but yeah, I'm not attacking these people. These people look really smart. They obviously are. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys.